Hello, good evening all. Welcome, LNR on the stream qualifying session. And with me, I have Mr. Paul Fainter.
Hello, everyone. How's it, Sean?
Hey,
Excited to be here.
yeah, we have a low number of great people here. I think way too many boys have had serious engine failures, caused damage during all the practice sessions that has happened, and we're sitting with only a few guys entering into the Pro League tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I think it's too much racing. Some of the guys have broken some of their equipment, whether it be their actual cars or their steering wheels.
Well, that happens with what we call streaming or virtual sim racing. I mean, anything can happen. Midlife crisis, family, internet issues, steering issues, pedal issues, and then on race night we're just unable to make it. So it is what it is, and we make the best out of it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I mean, that's why I'm sitting with you, streaming and commentating tonight, because I'm one of those poor retirees that decided to break his pedals and can't accelerate anywhere on track.
Well, that's quite interesting because I'm one of those poor fellows that was supposed to race in a different class, but then we decided we're going to stream tonight. So we're taking a whole different aspect to where we sit and then taking it to the next level.
Yep, that's it. Well, here we are. So we're in quali. There's 10 minutes to go, I see. So far, I see Berries has set the quickest lap on a 154.9. Let's see how that goes, because I think I've seen Baggy do a 53. The boys are going to have to definitely pull something out the bag to stop him from taking pole position.
Yeah, Baggy is the man on the move. Baggy has been known to do what? He's currently sitting in the pit still, so he's probably fine tuning all the details based on what he wants to do, I suppose. But I'm checking out what Perez is, and he's just where is Perez now? Oh, Perez coming down the straight just before the famous S bends, or the I don't know what you call that.
I'm not sure. Google will be our friend, you know.
I had mine up and running. It was ready for race night, but then again, all goes awfully wrong when you try and plan different sides of it. Perez off the line. Jacques Racing again, also another man up for grabs here. So irrespective of where we sit, we still have a few good guys on track that are phenomenally fast. I doesn't matter to who we talk about. We have LNR Barblixum, who's just put up the fastest time with his Ferrari. Sharks Racing, Perez, Kenny Ship from the UK, Pace, also phenomenally known from GT Sport, and then Goalie, Hannes, and Baggy. Defiant is the new name in the Pro Class series because he got bumped up and relegated from the AM class up to pros.
Okay. Yeah, that should be interesting. He's normally quite quick. I know on the Marmite Racing Series side, he's actually normally in the top three, top four. So definitely someone to keep an eye out for. But yeah, it does look like between Bob Luxem and Jacques and Berry's taking it for a spin there. I mean, between them, it's not even 0.2 of a second. So that is definitely calling for a close one. And then we've got Kenny, not far behind. I think I kind of promoted this and said, we're going to have a very interesting UK versus SA battle going on here. And then, then I remember we got the sole American Lone Ranger, as we'll call him tonight, goalie, sitting in sixth place. So he'll throw a spanner in the works there for us, I think.
He will. I just figured out that my sound quality was a bit baffed, but that's only the racing sound of it. I fixed it now, so it should be better. My bad. And we got a guys on the stream. AM Racing is there, saying hi and welcome. So thankfully we got a few boys watching. That's actually quite nice. We will do this as entertaining as possible. Again, this is Tuesday night racing happening every second week at LNR 15 minutes of racing followed by an hour of endurance. Mandatory pit stop. Guys has to change tires, and then we'll see what they do with their fuels.
That'll be really.
Yes, I got you.
Oh, I almost thought I lost you there. Sounded like I lost you there.
No,
I
no.
think our race with I think it's mandatory pit stop, changing tires, taking on fuel if they want to, but I think mandatory stop and tires. That's the main part of the game.
Yes, main part of the game. It's just keeping it interesting, keeping it real as best we can from all sides of it. Of course, in between, because this is ACC, I mean, we are blessed with the challenges of getting things done or showcased. So we are going to pop out in between qualifying and race time so that we can go to an ad break, is what I would call it. Purely because we can't sit in the same server the whole time. It will just crash upon us, and that will just look absolutely awful.
Yes, the challenges of ACC, you know. Yeah, Sean, are we making a bet here to see who, you know, who's not taking first place, who's taking the other two podium spots? I think he's gonna pull one of those moves where he's gonna start from the back of the grid, because that's what it looks like, and then he's gonna power his way through and see if he can take the win coming from last place.
It does seem like he is wanting to do that. Just looking at him staying in the pit lane the whole time gives that of the opinion. Defiant at this stage hasn't set up a proper lap time, so he's probably struggling to get one of those clean laps into play, which could hurt you if you don't get it right. I mean, one short incident or one off the track just annihilates your whole lap time, and you got to do it all over again. So that's into play as well. If I was a betting man, it is very challenging. I honestly know that the Porsches is very dominant on this track. It's rare that I see any other car take advantage of it. Although, as a good all-rounder, the Audi is one of those cars that just keeps on bringing it on track by track. So I don't know. I would probably agree with you, but I want to give it a bit for the guys in the Porsches and maybe the Bentleys, just to give it a bit of a challenge out there.
Yeah, I'm hoping for Jacques to kind of, you know, give us a top three there. I think between him and Kenny, it's going to be close Bentley wise, and then I think between Berries and Bob Lipson, you know, that's a Ferrari and a Porsche mix there. So I think those four are going to definitely, I think they're going to bring some entertainment for us.
Close racing is definitely up for grabs. You can look at the top three at this moment. They are even top four. They're within half a second of each other. So that's like a Ferrari, Bentley, Porsche, Bentley. Two Bentleys versus the likes of Italian and German.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, it's going to be interesting. I see Define has finally posted his first lap. I don't think that was his best yet. I think he is out on track for trying to put in some more, so I think he's kind of warming up for the end of qualifying.
Still a Lambo, man. At least he's got something different on track for us to look at. And boy, is that sexy. I love good liveries, but I have to admit it, even the standard liveries from ACC are phenomenally gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's good to see a different kind of liveries. You know, some of them will use the standard stuff. Like Kenny, I see he's got the whole England. He's got the England look to his Bentley. So yeah, it's definitely interesting.
The England look to his Bentley. That would be Mr. Kenny Shebb. UK flag showing prominent there. And of course, by the looks of his ping, you can see he's from the Northern Hemisphere. Again, ACC servers has limited us to have it in certain countries. We can have it in UK, Europe, Australia, I think North America, but nothing in the southern hemisphere apart from Australia itself. So the orange and green and yellow everyone sees around next to everyone's name is what we call their ping, so ability to connect to a server. Anyone with a green is probably from the northern hemisphere. The exception is Goalie from North America.
Yep, that's it.
So this is cross-world country, is what I can call it, which is so good. I mean, it's that's what sim racing does, man. It brings everyone all over the world onto one platform, and we can race. Ideal methods just as actual racing drivers. We're running out of time.
Yes. Well, I see. Mine has decided to throw me an error.
Yours has decided to throw you error, so you're the unlucky one at this moment. I am luckily still in it, so that's a good thing. I'm having a look. We're in the last, 16 seconds of the qualifying. Barb Luxem decided to just give it a pit stop. He's not going to give it a go again. However, Jacques Racing wants to be pole position, wants that starting grid of being first. So, is he going to make it? He's often gone into it and then failed. Well, failed is probably a hard word, but stepped aside if he sees he can't make it. And again, he's only like 9/10 of a second off Barbluxo.
Well, yeah, what's it? 900s. It's 0.09.
Yes, that's 900. Sorry, yeah, you're right. Shows you how bad my mathematical skills was at school. Absolutely terrible. Who else has gone through? Someone is off the racing line. They've gone back into the pits. So we've only got a couple of guys still trying to be better or beat their time. Baggy stayed in the pits as you predicted, so he's going to start at the back of it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do the whole come from behind and take the W. So it should be very entertaining to watch.
It will. So we're going to probably see lots of passing maneuvers, good racing, and we know he's quick. He's made a name for himself, not even at LNR, but in all other communities as well, i.e. the Marmite from UK, SOP, and so forth. So everyone has seen him, know who he is, and again, after this qualifying session, we are actually going to show a fastest lap by Baggy on stream.
That's awesome. Yeah, let's show people, he does put together those perfect laps. So it will be quite interesting to see.
It will. So, qualifying standpoint, we have Barb Luxem 1, Jocks Racing 2, Berries, Kenny Ship, Eleanor Pace, then Goalie, Hannes van der Sant, HVT Sant, Defiant, and then Baggy 38, who just stayed in the pits during qualifying session. So, interesting race. We will be back in the next couple of minutes. I hope to see you guys soon. And then for the interim, you can have a look at a lap by Baggy.
Sean, the gents have started the parade lap.
Back in action.
There
Woo!
we go.
That was a bit of a difficult task for me to do. Trying to manage way
Yeah.
too many things at once. Nonetheless, we are back at racing. 60 minutes of racing. What a lap by Baggy, just on him. So if you guys want to go and watch what Baggy does, go do check out his YouTube stream. This dude is phenomenal. Okay, Baggy underscore 38. Phenomenal lap by him, and that is brought to you by him and his team. Is that correct?
Yes, that him and his driving academy. Did he say Indigo Line Green? If I've got it correct. Might some backside if that is wrong, but I think that is what they called it.
You probably as more correct than what I would be. It's one of those tongue twisting names that I went like, how do I pronounce that? How many tequilas do I need to say that word?
Yeah, no, that's but yeah, definitely check out Baggy's streams. You know, any guidance or anything, chat to him on his profile. He's quite active there, and yeah, he is. In all honesty, I think any community where he's arrived, he has been the guy to beat.
Exactly.
So it is definitely going to be entertaining to see him come from the back. So yeah, it will be good to see if he can drive right through. He's about a second a lap quicker. In pre-practice, he did a 53.1. So it is definitely going to be an interesting race.
Boys are getting ready to come down the straight now. Again, we only have 9 racing drivers tonight. It is a sad turn up tonight, but nonetheless, we've had many failures that has occurred over the last 2 weeks by various gentlemen. So next week we will hopefully have a bigger, better lobby. Everyone will be back into business. Let's see how this kicks off. It seems like we have green to go, green to go. Man, coming down that straight just looks so dangerous.
It does. I see Jacques has gone way wide. Has he outbraked himself? Or has he taken a squeezing, him and Sean squeezing each other there?
A hectic start. Bentley's taking the position, man. Those things are quick off the line. So is the Ferrari, but somehow it just seemed like in that instance the line was just way better for the Bentley, going far around that corner, hugging the inside line into turn 2, and thus taking the position.
Yeah, and he's got Kenny up in second behind him, so maybe they'd work some magic to get them both up into first and second at the start. That would be some good strategy work there.
That probably is. It's like Team Bentley versus the rest of the boys. And of course, Barblixum losing all the positions. He's now in 3rd place, and he has to fight back all the way from where he started, which was pole, and now in 3rd. That's just terrible for him.
I see Berries is looking to put a move on him as they were coming up to the S's there.
Coming around this corner, I'm keeping an eye out on Barblixum. Him and Perry seems to be the closer out of the two for racing. Baggy has moved up a lot of spots as well, so he started in 9th, he's up in 7th. Again, a man to watch during the course of the race. He will definitely be featured on our race. Again, for those guys on team or on stream, Indigo Green, Lime Green Racing Academy is what it's called. Go check it out. Go support the man. Someone's in the pits. Pits are open. No one's in the pits. Racing is great.
Oh, well, there we go. The clean first lap. No incidents, no crashes. That's always, you know, a good way to start it.
I think it makes it easier when there's only like 9 cars on the track.
that probably does help to an extent. I do see Jacques seems to be, he pulled a slight gap, but Kenny seems to have pulled it back in. He was a second behind, but now he's down to half a second. But they pulled a second out of Bob Luxon, so yeah, it looks like the Bentleys to start the race. It looks like they do have a bit of pace on them. Baggy in total looks to be about 4 seconds in total behind the front guys. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that to see how he brings that down. At his 1 second a lap rapid pace, he should catch them within about 3 laps.
He is reeling in pace there ahead of him with an Audi as well. And again, LNR pace is new to the ACC scene, only picked it up recently, getting involved. But then again, I know he's got pace from GT Sport perspective, made a name for himself over the last 2-3 years. Again, also a big YouTuber, do follow him if you guys want to look at actual live footage racing. So again, we're looking at 2 YouTubers racing each other side by side.
There we go. I think Baggy's just a demon on the brakes.
Yeah. Went into the corner full steam ahead. LNR was just covering for it, and then all of a sudden Baggy was side by side past him, took the move, made it stick, and it just put pace in an uncomfortable position heading into that corner. It's just there's no ways for you to do. I don't know how you pronounce that corner. It's something like Fidol or something. I'm just gonna call it corner V because Fidol is probably German for something.
That and we might just completely screw it up as well. You know?
I've already screwed it up. I'm calling it Fidol.
Let's see. I see poor Golia's next man up. He's trying to fight off Baggy, but I don't think that's going to last very long.
Well, from a racing point, these boys have always battled very hard. I'm recalling all the previous races whereby Goalie was trying to chase down Baggy the whole time, and if I look at Baggy's car, it does look like he's got a couple of dents and scratches on him. So
yeah, no, that's definitely.
Is that one or two incidents that has occurred, or is it just him being a very aggressive driver in some other aspects? Whatever it is, there's a 3-way battle going on now between Goalie, Baggy, and Pace.
Well, Goalie's definitely playing the clever game here. If he's backing Baggy up into pace, that's going to force Baggy to having to try and defend while trying to overtake. But let's see, because we're coming up to the S's and see if Baggy does the same dive. You know, someone breaks and he just takes the corner. He looks like he lost a bit of speed there. Someone's kicked up some dust. Looks like Bob Luxon ran a little bit wide. Got the 2 Bentleys still out in front. Jacques pulled about 0.8. Oh geez, Baggy is right up
Yes.
right up the Ferrari. He's gonna try and do the cut back, switch back.
Not so sure if that's going to be very possible. Goalie is defending like mad. This is what I call good streaming television, man. I can sit back here, just pull my hands behind my head and just go, this is phenomenal racing.
No, I fully agree. This is now, you know, this is what we wanted to see with Baggy coming from the back, but he actually has to fight for a position or two.
And Goalie is not going to make it easy for him. UK versus America versus South Africa. All 3 boys back on each other's tails. And it's not going to end here. Goalie back again into a defensive position. Coming down all the way to Dunlop curve. Goalie going for the outside. Oh no, sorry, Baggy going for the outside. Goalie still sticking it into him, not opening up anything at all.
Yeah, this is and Pace is. I think Pace is just sitting there waiting to see who fluffs it up, so that he can just like, thank you very much, I'll have that and move on.
That's ideally what it is. I mean, and there's not a lot of places to do any passing maneuvers. And just
The cloud of dust we saw was Berries. Berries has dropped down to 7th. He's about to hook up onto the back of this, and we're going to have a 4-way.
exactly. You just took the words out of my head. I was like, I see a 4-way tie coming up now very soon. And again, goalie going defensive. That is just being proper racing.
Yeah, he's absolutely putting that Ferrari in a position where Baggy just cannot get past him.
No.
So, I mean, their goalie instantly goes for the inside line, down straight. I mean, that is some clever defending racing going on there. And then behind, I see Berries is about to put a move on Pace as well. Let's see if Baggy can get the cutback done. Just about got the outside line. He's going to try and run it down the outside.
Coming back on the inside. He's got the line.
He's got the inside. No, does he?
Oh, giving good race.
Goalie's being a real gentleman. He's giving him enough space. It's proper respectful racing, but I think Baggy's got him now.
Baggy's definitely got him.
Yeah, he's got the run out of the corner, and that's our 4-way now. That will drop down to a 3-way, probably in 2 or 3 corners. But that's given the boys in the front of that, given them a bit of a breather, because I see Bob Luxem is about 3 seconds up the road, so that's definitely what's that? 4.5 seconds that Baggy is behind Bob Luxem, so that's helped the front 3 guys out, at least for now.
For now, yes, but it still doesn't stop where the racing is, because now we have berries all over the back end of goalie.
So now it's the next, goalie's next victim for defending.
Are we going to talk about goalie the whole night long? I probably see that.
It does look like it. That seems to be where the fight is for now. Berries is on his recovery. We'll call it his recovery drive from spitting out. Pace looks like he's fallen off a bit off the back after Berries went past him. At the front, Jacques doing what Jacques. Oh, there we go. Berries just stuck it in down the inside on the last corner. And I know that Porsche's got some grunt in the straight line, so I don't think the car is going to outrun him down the straight.
No two ways about it. He just pulled a decent gap, made it stick. I mean, braked a little bit earlier coming into Fidel, and then had the pace to just put it into the next corner at Coca-Cola, which was absolutely great. Again, now
Goalie's run off the track, so the wheels are coming off of his defense. Pace has even gone through now.
Goalie losing position by position.
He's gone from 4th to 6th.
And still Jalebi. Oh, too quick on the throttle. Too quick there.
I think we cursed him there.
Yeah.
We put the commentator's curse into a goalie there.
I think that was more than a commentator's curse. We were aiming to talk about him the whole time, and then he decided to fluff it.
Well, even Hannes, HVD's gone past, so HVD, so there should be eventually, that will turn into a good battle going down the line, but as before goalie decided to entertain us there with the spin. Jacques doing what Jacques does best. He gets to the front and he's just running those constant laps. I see he's pulled a nice 1.6 seconds over Kenny at the moment. And then Bob Luxem, he seems to have fallen off of the back then. He's almost 5 seconds behind the front guys, and as I say that, I see Baggy coming in the background. So Baggy's catching Bob Luxem like insanely quick. I think he'll probably be with him by the end of the next lap.
And that's going to be quite scary. These Bentleys do look very comfortable in where they are. I mean, we could be wondering whether Bob Luxem has that added fuel onto his car, um, which just allows him to not add it onto during his pit stop, which could make him a bit slower. I don't know if it's anything worthwhile that helps any individuals in these types of racing where mandatory pit stops is needed and a tire change. So
Yeah, we have tested that a few times, and we found because that tire stop takes the 30 seconds, it's better to just fuel with the pit stop because it affects the lap time so much. But who knows? You might be trying something different. So let's see what happens after the pit stops take place.
exactly, it's just one of those things within GT racing that allows, or it's kind of a GT rule that pit stops is a set time for all drivers and all cars, and that's purely based on a safety standpoint. I mean, we all have to anticipate driver swaps and things like that, especially the guys that look at the GT racing world itself. So that's why there is a standard time for pit stops. Whether you add fuel or don't add fuel, there's a limitation towards that as same simultaneously. So it's interesting how GT sport has developed so much that they've added the safety aspects to racing with a bit limitation on time trials, on pit stops.
Yeah, no, I see. While you were mentioning that Goli's done his pit stop, so he's done an early one. I think he's kind of probably had some damage. So let's see what he does from there, because he was definitely going to fight between Pace and HVD and Defiant.
True. I'm keeping an eye now back on Baggy again, who's managed to reel in Barblixum. Now I've been watching Barblixum for the last, I don't know, probably 2 laps or so, and it does seem like he is struggling a bit with the Ferrari today.
He's losing about a second a lap to the front guys, because the previous lap he was just under 6 seconds, and he's now just over 7 seconds behind. So he's definitely losing. He's losing quite a bit of time to the front guys.
Yes.
On the one side it is helping because Baggy is now about over 7 seconds behind the front guys, so he doesn't seem to be catching them as quick. This should be interesting. Ferrari versus Audi.
Well, with how I see Barblixum struggle, I don't think will be as challenging for Baggy to do an overtake, considering the amount of speed he's got.
Yeah, this should be an easy, just I think what we compare it to, it probably could be like, one of the guys, Lewis and his Merc overtaking the whole field, something similar to that, I think. There we go. Baggy did he hit the curb and sent him flying? That definitely would have picked up some damage there.
Yeah, it's like he's adding to his pit time frame too. Even with the amount of damage he looks like to have, because that bonnet is flopping and flapping all over the place, and he still manages to put the times he does is exceptional to me. I've done a few ACC racing, and I can tell you, if I have like 10 seconds worth of damage to be repaired, whether my pit crew tells me it's just a fender bender and it will work itself out, that is so untrue, because I lose so much time.
Yeah, no, it's he just with a car that clearly has damage and he's still turning in the laps he is. It's just insane. I don't think there's many of us that can do that.
And the battle still continues, man. It's not stopped. I thought this would have been easy done for taking it over, but still struggles. It shows you how challenging Nurburgring GP is from a track standpoint of view. So many and little places you can actually take advantage, by passing a car versus other tracks with long straights.
Yeah, no, this circuit definitely and I think with ACC itself, you could be, if you are within a second in lap time difference with a car, it makes overtaking that car so much more difficult. So I think possibly with Baggy having some of that damage to his car now, it might just be the handicap that makes passing someone a bit more challenging for him at this stage.
Exactly. And now just looking at it, Perez is we're reeling the two of the guys ahead of him as well. That's like down by 2.2 seconds now. So Perez definitely on a move. And again, people who do,
no slouch.
Yes, he's no slouch. People who do not know Perez, and again, Perez doesn't stream. He doesn't have a YouTube account. He does not. But from all the South African title events we've done throughout the year, well, we haven't done. Sorry, he has competed in. He has won 2 of them so far for 2020. Earlier in the year, there was this Ford Cup presented by Ford South Africa. He took the winning there, outclassed more than 100 drivers on GT Sport to take the title, and just recently did a Toyota dirt rally event presented by Toyota and outclassed all those drivers there on console. So a man to watch because he is definitely on the go.
Yeah, we were still teasing him a little bit earlier in the day about the prize that he won, and wanted to know to make sure that the prize that he won is being spent on console gaming or his sim, at least on his sim racing instead of something else. We got to make sure the priorities are in order with Berries, to make sure it gets spent where it needs to be.
Well, having said that, Barb must have made a mistake. He's all back down to 5th.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. I didn't even see that. I see now.
Neither did I.
Baggy is into 3rd. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess now the chase is on to see how quick he's just under 9 seconds behind the front guys. So now's the time to see. We got 40 minutes left in this race. So I guess this is where it's going to get really interesting. Baggy seems to be pushing because he's just made a mistake into turn 1. So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting to see. And I must say, his Audi looks very second-hand at this stage.
Yes, I do. And scrapes and the damages on ACC is very realistic. They've done a brilliant job bringing it all the way from the PC side of the world in sim racing to console. Of course, I normally believe that the PlayStation 4 console version is the stepping stone to PS5, which is around the corner for all the guys that know anything about consoles or actually follow what goes on. So PS5, end of November, somewhere December. I'd love to know what ACC is going to look at, and then what abilities will we be able to do, even from a streaming point of view.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot of talk with the guys to, especially exactly that. They want to know what will be the upgrade, as we'll say, from going from from PlayStation 4 to PS5, and then to see what ACC does on PS4, which I don't think it was ever really meant to run on, and to see how it runs on the PS5 if it comes close to what you guys run on the PC side. Definitely going to be interesting. But Baggy is okay. He's pitting now. I think that damage, the damage he has sustained has been hurting him, because Berry's reeled him in by half a second in 1 lap. So he's definitely doing his stuff to get all that damage repaired.
Well, the first man in the pit's just below 40 minutes, so yeah, that could be his challenging things. He knows he's got 8 seconds to catch up, but at the same time, he's got a car that probably isn't up to pace to what he wants to. and now he wants to go get it fixed and then work his way back into the field to set the problem pace.
Yeah, that's it. It looks like Kenny has made a mistake. He's 5 seconds behind Jock at this moment in time. So yeah, Mr. Jockey's Ironman team Bentley seems to be doing the business on the front end at this point.
Oh, are we calling that the Iron Man themed Bentley? Ah, that is actually. I never noticed.
Yes, that is his theme, as what I do with mine with the black and yellow and call it the Banana Express. He's found a liking to having it somehow worked out that it looks exactly like the Iron Man, or the Iron Man theme, should we say. So we call it the Iron Man Bentley. Because the Bentley is so big and heavy, it kind of just fits. Nothing and no one can break Iron Man, so nothing and no one can break that Bentley.
I would have never thought about that at all. Not any given day. Or I just looked at it. That's a weird combination of colors, and never thought for 1 second that that's an Iron Man theme situation. I see Jacques went into the pits now, which puts Kenny into the leader, or into the lead. Sorry, leader. Where does my English come from? Taking the race by storm.
So Baggy's popped me a message while sitting in the pits having his damage repaired, and he says he actually crashed on the formation lap. That's where he got most of his damage. So he says he's repaired it, and he's now a man on a mission.
How does one crash your car on a formation lap?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to ask him after the race what he did to do that.
That is the first I've ever heard of it. I know it's possible. I have done it a few times. Again, you get too quick on the throttle, or you follow another car, and then all of a sudden they brake, you get scared because you think that you'll cause more accidents, but then you spin off, and then that just takes you to the wall.
Yes. Yeah, and I know on the formation lap the cars are ghosted to drive through each other, but they are not ghosted to drive through the walls and the barriers. So I guess he unfortunately one of those found out the hard way tonight.
That is really the funniest thing I've ever heard and seen in my life. Again, so where are we? We're at 35 minutes, 25 minutes into the race. 2 guys have gone into the pits already, changed their tires. Still a couple of guys that hasn't done any pit stop. Kind of what expect them to come halfway mark is the norm of what guys normally do.
Yeah, so I know Job likes to kind of do the what's about 35 minutes left. Found the Bentley, I don't know, likes the first stint, the start where you can just murder the tires. And then that second stint, you can do a little bit longer, and for some reason the tires last a little bit longer. I don't know. It's a weird thing that we found. Jacques, I think he's got his rhythm, and I think to play it safe when he saw Baggy pit as quick as you can after that, and then you're on equal footing. So whatever you then see as the gap, that's what needs to be made up. And I see currently with the with Jock back out on track, Baggy is 20 seconds behind him. So I mean, that's going to be a task if Baggy's going to catch him. That is going to be. I would be surprised if Baggy can reel in 20 seconds in 35 minutes.
That is a lot to ask, considering that a lap time is approximately 2 minutes a lap. So you're kind of expecting about 16, 17 laps more of this race to endure. We are currently on lap 13. Oh wait, maybe I'm going too hectic on it. I mean, we've only done 30 laps, so maybe another 14, 15 laps before all is dusted. That's a lot of time to make up in about 13, 14 laps.
So you'll have to be at bare minimum probably about 1.3, 1.2, 1.3 seconds a lap quicker than Jock. He's going to try and make it up in 14 laps. So I think it's going to be interesting to now watch that lap time and see how it drops and how it falls. Jacques, I think, he's going to be Mr. Consistent. He's just going to stay safe. He knows he had 4 seconds over Kenny, so to do a pit stop without any hesitation, without really screwing it up on the in and the out lap, he should come out of once all the pit stops cycle through, be in the lead. But we'll have to see how that goes. Berries, I see he's on the chart. He's pulling some time on Kenny as well. So I wonder if we won't see Kenny in the pits in the next lap or two to see if he can solidify his second place.
But we still have quite a bit of guys on the stream watching us today, so that's actually quite nice. So I do gonna shout out to all the guys watching. AM Racing is one of them that I see commentating quite a bit. Galen also popped into the stream. I don't know, Galen, I have no idea how you can race and still watch a stream and still commentate on my stream, but nonetheless, you are a man of many talents. Unless it's his father, Mr. Pace, who supports him, so that is another option. Keep it up, boys. Thanks for the support on the stream.
Pace is in the pits. Maybe he is dropping a message while he's in the pits.
Oh, that is also true. I'm just looking at the whole pits thing.
Pulling a baggie on us, but doing it the safe way, doing it while he's stationary and not moving.
Well, back on the Ferrari, because the Lambo again, because looking at the Fiant, again, new to the Pro Class series or the Pro Pool or Pro Server boys, so I do hope we haven't scared him away. He's been very comfortable and dominating in the AM classes over the last few weeks on Tuesday nights, so he got relegated into the Pro Class, so we can see what else he can bring to the plate, because dominating a class means that you are of a better level to compete against the big boys. He's always consistent. I mean, when I raced, I always used to keep an eye on it and see where he sits, because at the end of the race, he has this tendency to come back at you.
Yes. He closes out a race with good pace. It's as if he holds that little bit back, and then at the end, when everyone's trying to hold on for dear life and the tires are shredded, he just finds that next gear. So he's in the Marmite series. He's always a force to be reckoned with late in a race. You can never count him out. So I hope he is enjoying the pro group. I think it's definitely I think it's a wake-up call for any of us when we arrive in the pro boys. None of these guys are ever slow, so should be interesting. I see he is ducking into the pits at the moment. I see everyone except Kenny is currently in the pits, so this will give us a good cycle through on who's where
once they get out.
Yes.
Well, I guess Kenny will probably pit now. I did see him, and I believe it was him, that lap Goalie, because it seems like Goalie is really struggling.
I see Goalie's pits. His car is, there's a lot of, okay, he's had it repaired. He's definitely, I think he parked it in a barrier or something, because it was completely destroyed.
Sure, from a man who had a good couple of battles not so long ago with Baggy, with LNR Pace, and of course Berries was in the mix there as well. Toughed it in one corner, and since then just been struggling to get it all back into it. But it shows you what sim racing or racing in general does. One can never be too prepared, but even being prepared, things can go very wrong.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we've seen these guys. They practice and they do all of these things, and they prep and all of that, and then you arrive in the race and things just don't go your way. I mean, here we have Baggy that is currently, he seems to be about 16 seconds behind Jacques. I mean, you know, I always find it great sportsmanship when he sees he's excessively quicker than everyone to not qualify, start from the back and work his way forward. And, you know, he's had the misfortune of winning it on the formation lap and trying to, you know, do a recovery drive from that. I mean, the race didn't even start and you kind of mixed up your whole strategy for what you practiced for.
And he's now reeling in Berries, who's also done his pit stop in the Porsche. So these boys are going to love the racing with him. They're going to try and make it as difficult as they can. So many challenges up for Baggy tonight. He is giving it a go, open arms, taking it in. I take my hat off for him, for a man that's willing to do that and can do that on the other hand. That is just phenomenal racing all the way through.
No, he's definitely, you know, and he's always willing to help. That's to me always the best part. I know I did a race a while ago and was battling and asked him to just help, you know, try and get that Bentley boat to just get it to turn a bit better. And Baggy took about 2 days, came back and said, well, here you go, here's a setup, try this. And I went 1.5 seconds quicker. So man knows what he's doing when he sets up a car. So, you know, he's really, as quick as he is and as competitive as he is, he truly is out there and he will help anyone that asks for assistance. So, and I think that's the thing. And on the Marmite Cup side, they've started a what they call a Academy Cup, where he basically assists everyone that is in a GT4 Janetta, and he will spend an hour or two before each race every week with you, going over your setup, working with you, doing your lines, you know, basically putting in that personal effort to try and help you as a driver better, you know, and you know, grow. So, I mean, where do you find that? You know, where do you find guys that take that time out of their day to help just anyone to try and progress and become better racers? So that's just, you know, he's really a guy to do it.
Yeah, well, that's a big shout out for Indigo Lime Green Racing.
There we go. I think we got it right.
I hope so. That's a tongue twister.
I see he's reeled in Berry.
He has.
This should be interesting to see how hard Berries will defend that third place.
Well, it's again not the easiest places to actually pass any individual on the track, especially in the TT3 cars. I mean, they're going down to Ford curve and then of course to Dunlop and then the Schumacher S's. You got to make sure that you stick your car at the right position in order to make that pass available, and that's not easy in any given state. We've seen Baggy struggle with a few guys, and I won't say struggle, but it wasn't just a 1-2-3 pass. I mean, the likelihoods of LNR, Parblixem and Goalie, he was there behind them for laps.
Yeah, no, that's true. But then again, I must say, those two kids, they know how to defend.
Yes, those were exceptional defending maneuvers. And again, there's nothing wrong with defending. You are fighting for your position.
That's it. Yes, no, certainly. Well, let's see. We're going down that long back straight. So let's see if Baggy pulls his Baggy move into the S's.
Well, but even if we talk about just how the track is designed and in such a way to create that interesting concept of I would call it nose-to-tail racing, because it's not really door-to-door. It's more of a nose-to-tail situation whereby you need to make sure where you can make a move and how you can stick your move in order to do it. And again, looking at this coming down the straight at Dunlop, Castrol, Baggy taking the outside line, sticking it onto the inside line, and then securing that position. That is a great move. Clean, simple, executed, well done.
There we go. That's he's just shown us, you know, that's how you do it.
Yes.
And it looks like It looks so effortless and poor Berries. I know that was he blocked. You know, he was blocking and defending as hard as what he could there, but he had no answer to that.
Well, I can probably guess that this is not over because Berries will fight back. Berries will stick it to him. Berries will try very hard just to stay on the tail of that Audi because they are all going to chase down the boys running in first and second, and Kenny is in the pits. So it's gonna be a good point to see where Mr. Kenny comes out. He's just stopped now. So
Especially because he's pulled a long stint. He's gone, what's that, 38 minutes?
38 minutes, that's long.
Yeah, 38 minutes. Right, yes, 38 minutes. So that's a long, I think that's a long stint. So it's be interesting to see how far either ahead of Jacques he comes out or behind Jacques, and see if it's paid off or if it's worked against him.
Well, looking at it, it seems like Jacques definitely going to retake his position back in first place. He's coming down the straight all the way heading down to Castro at this stage. The guys to look out for is, of course, the likelihoods of Berries and Baggy, but they are also now coming around Coca-Cola, heading down the straight. It does look like Kenny has moved from the pits, but I don't think he's slotting in.
Yeah, Kenny's going into turn 1 now. So I definitely think it has not paid off for him, because Baggy and Berries is, I mean, that's probably within about 3 seconds, 4 seconds of Kenny. And I mean, Jacques was at one stage 20 seconds behind. I think he's still about 15. We'll have to see once the timing resets itself.
Yeah, and that's the only challenge we have with ACC. As the timing only resets once you pass the sector. It will probably do that now. There we go. Jacques Racing is now your number 1 man. Kenny in second. Again, this is not over yet, boys. This is what, 21 minutes of racing still to go. Jacques is in the lead. Sadly, I have to say it, and I don't like saying it, but he is a man known for disconnects when a race is not finished.
Yes.
So,
especially when he's in the lead.
especially when he's in the lead. So I'm going to hold thumbs and hope that nothing goes wrong, that it does work out for him and he takes a victory, which is probably well deserved. But having said that, the boys behind him, aka Kenny, Baggy, Berries, they are chasing him down.
Yeah, and I see after the time he has, Kenny's lost an additional 5 seconds to Jacques. So going that additional, 15 minutes has not paid off. It does seem like Baggy is definitely, you know, he is catching Jacques. I mean, he's got that down to about 13 seconds, but I don't think in 20 minutes he's going to make up that time.
No, he's not.
Doesn't look like he's going to make that up in the amount of laps that the boys, they're probably going to run about another 10 laps or so, 10, 12 laps.
Very difficult. Something happened somewhere with car number 38. No, is it just me? Oh no, it's just something on my screen.
Baggy's still in third spot.
That was
2.2 seconds behind Kenny. And Berries is another 1.8 behind Baggy.
It's probably me trying to look at the smaller numbers over there. Couldn't really see because it looked like someone pulled off the racing line there for a second coming down the straight. I guess it's just one of the back markers. Not 100% sure who that is. Coley, it seems. Yes, Mr. Coley went off the racing line, letting the front boys run away. Coley having one of the worst races he ever wanted to have.
I haven't seen him have this bad a race in a very long time. I think he's probably going to be one of those that he wants to just forget about, erase it from memory, run away, get the Nurburgring.
And then take it home, man. The Italians need to pack up their bags because the Ferraris are struggling. I have to admit it. They are struggling.
They are all struggling. But I do know, I think Goli is probably utilizing this as well for some prep work. I know Thursday night at Stop or Symphony of Pistons, they've got a special event on at the Nürburgring. And I know we've got Baggy that's made it into the one race, and we've got Goalie and Bad Bull that have qualified for the second race. So that should Goalie has spun it again through the chicanes. Almost took out Baldwin's. So that was that's a close call there. I think he's sticking it out, not giving up.
You gotta persevere and push it through, man. I can think of so many races that I've done and I've struggled and it just wasn't good enough or something went wrong. But you persevere. I mean, you started, you finish it. It's with all the work you put into it. You can't just give it up that easily.
Yeah, no, 100%. I see Baggy is on the tail of Kenny. It says 1.4 seconds. It's definitely not 1.4 seconds anymore.
No.
You could probably cover those two cars with one beach towel.
It is, and the likelihood of these boys still catching up on jogs. I mean, when we started this all off, this was what, 20 seconds difference between jogs and 10? Down to 10. So
they are catching him. They are catching him considerably at a very quick rate.
Yes.
17 minutes left, roughly 2 minutes a lap. So we're definitely looking at least another 8 laps. And I mean, they are taking out probably about 1.5 seconds out of job. So if they keep that up, it's going to come down to the last 1 or 2 laps.
It is. And I might just chew whatever I said. Ooh.
Oh, there Kenny makes a mistake at the
Massive mistake.
Oh, he's just handed second place in the game. And
Yeah.
I do not think he's got the speed to recover from it.
No, that would have hurt him, especially from a Bentley standpoint of view. Probably a bit of damage, undercarriage damage, wheel alignment damage, something could have gone wrong there. That is not a corner that you want to misjudge your braking point and run over the curbs. It will add a lot to your driving abilities.
Now to see what Becky can do. Second, if he can catch a shot, see if Berries can maybe catch up to Kenny. He's 2.5 seconds behind.
He is.
So yeah, let's see if that damage has severely impacted Kenny, or if it's just going to kind of force him to not be able to run this back.
The guys who haven't really talked about a lot, and the guys are really struggling at this moment, is of course the guys in the Ferraris, and there are 3 of them. Front runner of them is LNR at this moment. He started in pole position, so he's lost 4 positions since the start of the race. Ever since that, been struggling to try and keep pace and momentum with the other guys. So Nürburgring doesn't look like a track for the Ferrari.
Yeah, it's strange. He normally has the pace, no matter which way we look at it. He normally is, and especially if he puts it on pole position, we know he's going to have race pace. And he just absolutely looks like he just does not have race pace at this point in time. But even HBD, who in the previous round, he just, when he moved up from the Pro-Am class, he absolutely surprised everyone with a top 5 finish. And same scenario, he seems to be struggling here with the Ferrari.
Yes, and he's sitting down in 7th position. That is a lovely livery Ferrari he has chosen there, which is the predominant or prominent white and neon yellow, it seems like it, or neon green with the yellow by King Power. Absolutely beautiful Ferrari. But again, like you said, it just seems like they're not comfortable yet. And is it just one of those weeks where we believe that we're going to see a full grid of guys getting onto the practice stand, putting in the laps earlier on the race, struggling to do what they do? You yourself damaged your car, and I'm going to call it your car because your pedals is down and out. So is that just what the Germans bring to you? A lovely track, but all the challenges to actually race on it?
it might as well just be that, you know. I don't know. I think the guys, because I know everyone was doing a lot of practice, so I'm surprised, you know. And I know HBD was talking lap times that was equaling Bob Luxem and was equaling you know, Jacques and Kenny. It was really front running times, and it just seems like maybe the setup has gone too aggressive, that they might be damaging the tires or something.
Yeah, I just quickly, while you were talking, went over to goalie, and again he just spun out one more time, coming down one of the corners. It is not his race. That was before the fourth curve. He just stuck it in there, went sideways, a bit of drifting, and then ended up into the wall. Not his race. Not his race.
Well, I see this the gap between Jacques and Baggy is down to 6.8 seconds, and we've got 12 minutes left. So that's 6 laps. 6 laps, 7 seconds. This is going to be interesting.
That's going to be very, very close. Berries and Kenny are still fighting it out. Berries did seem like he lost a bit of time to Kenny there. He was like just over 2 seconds away from him. So Kenny has opened up the floodgates and he's putting in the lap times now, making sure that he secures that last podium.
Berry's car does look like it's got some damage on the right side of the bodywork. So he might have scraped the wall or something. Just looks like on the front right fender, it looks like it's got a bit of scrape. Or it might just be the metallic paint, but it does look like he might have some damage there.
A little bit. Thankfully it's a Porsche, man. It can take quite a bit of beating in the front end because the engine sits at the back, so it doesn't really affect it that much. All you got to do is make sure that you set up the car in such a way that the tail doesn't swing out on you in a corner. Then you should be okay for the rest of the race.
Well, you should know, Sean. I think you run quite a bit with the Porsche, do you?
I do. I absolutely love it. I only do that purely because every time when I started the ACC adventure, people used to tell me if you can drive a Porsche, you can probably drive any other car. I took on that challenge with open heart. I love the Porsche on ACC. It is one of the OP cars in any given track. It is like the Lexus. The Lexus is a car that no one really takes, but if it rains or if it's a wet weather race, that is the OP car on any given track. It is such a good car to take on when the track is wet, clammy, rainy, stormy, cold. Great car to have. But, and I say this with big words, I cannot for the life of me drive the BMW.
I think a lot of us have that struggle. The BM, you really got to master that. I see in one lap, Baggy has taken 1.7 seconds out of the round. So this is going to be. This is coming down to quiet. I think this.
You said it. I'm kind of looking at it and I'm flipping in between screens, either Baggy or Kenny. I'm not even sure who to look at. I'm going to go with the Iron Man Bentley at this moment because now I know it's the Iron Man Bentley. But yes. Baggy is reeling him in. It's now down to 4.3 seconds. That.
Yeah, Baggy's just, he's gone and he's put it into turbo mode, and Jock seems to be making a few mistakes as well. So
yeah.
He's feeling the pressure as he's just run wide again, so I think Jock is feeling the pressure, seeing that when you see that timer kick down like that in such massive increments, you seem to just overdrive and end up making mistakes.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the engineers did when Baggy pitted, but they polished that fender out completely. Aerodynamics improved, speed improved, turbo installed, and he is racing.
I think they installed a little nose button and permanently set on full.
Yeah, we back down. That was 5 seconds adrift a lap ago.
And
We
it's
are down to 2
1.6.
seconds.
Oh my word! This is unless Jocks can defend like crazy. I have no idea. 8 minutes. That's probably 4 laps. I don't know if Jocks got 4 laps worth of defending anymore. This is going to be interesting.
This is. I've raced with Jacques for many years now. We've moved from different various types of community to community. He has progressed, gained a lot of speed, dominated so many series in the ones I've raced with him, raced against him. Great guy to be with and to know. But I think tonight he is definitely looking at the back of his mirror, seeing that green Audi, reeling him in corner by corner. This is not a situation by lap, corner by corner.
No, it's insane. You see how bad he's just catching him. I mean, he's taking off the second hour. What, halfway around the lap. So this is going to be
very, very close. Kenny is trying to stay with these boys. He is only merely 4 seconds behind Baggy. Ooh, it seems like we've lost someone. Who went offline?
HVD is gone.
Oh my goodness. That is what I call just an engine failure before anything else fails. That is awful. That is a pain.
There we go. Doc is going defensive.
Yep. He is. I have to admit it, I do believe that Bentley down the straight has far more pace than what the Audi has. So probably doesn't need to defend that much coming down to any straights. It's the corners that he needs to be worried about, because I don't think getting that Bentley around the corner is as easy as what it is for the Audi.
Yeah, no, look, to move all of that mass, it's quite a mission going from left to right. And Baggy is just lining him up at the moment. I think he's going to pull the switch back. Jock is going to go left, and Baggy's just going to dive down.
That's just what it is. Again, Jock's going defensive. Not that much though, because he knows the Bentley has got the pace down the straight, covering the corner. Baggy is sifting out where is the best place for him to do that move. Because again, you can't just look at a guy, reel him in, and then go like, okay, well, this is where I pass you. You probably have to understand where his racing line is, what does he do, how does he take the corner, and then that helps you set it up for the next one.
Yes.
And doing that brings Kenny into play.
Kenny's catching it. He's taken a full second out of it. So if Jacques is able to keep Baggy behind him for at least maybe one more lap, you might have Kenny right there with him. So
is this a Bentley strategy? That's the whole question.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. Kenny's taken another second. He's gone from 4 down to 2.3 seconds in 1 lap.
Yes.
Gee, that Audi is fully planted underneath.
Okay, so this is one of Baggy's famous places to overtake and do a move. Is he going to do the same? Yes, it seems like it. Hooks it on the outside, takes the inside line. It's still not over. Oh, what a move!
Jeez, look, that was masterclass. Just masterclass.
Baggy in the lead.
We did say it was going to be close. 4 minutes left, but it doesn't look like it's completely over. Jacques is trying to see if he can't stick with him.
He probably will. Jacques going to give it all because he's going to have Kenny on his backside very, very soon. Kenny sat there for a long while in the beginning of the race. Didn't really make any moves to challenge Jacques, but now looking at the Delta, Kenny is pushing and he is trying very hard. Top 3 boys within what? That's 3 seconds of each other. in a 60-minute race, that is what you call racing.
That is it. Yeah, it looks like the late pit stop for Kenny definitely, I think, looks like it might have paid off a bit more. Looks like he has more speed at this stage.
It does, and again, we can all wonder why and how that is. I mean, we don't have track temperatures is at 29 degrees. There's not a lot of wind. It is very sunny on Nürburgring, so do we believe that Jacques made one or two errors in a couple of corners, thus making him struggle? Has he flat spotted some of his tires? Is his second set of tires maybe too under pressured or over pressured? Too much PSI or too little?
Yep. That is many questions that we could be asking here as to, you know, his first. I think his first half of the race was a lot more dominant than the second half.
We got. Sorry to interrupt you there, man. We got Hannes on the stream going, mechanical failure for the Ferrari, bad throttle. He is an unhappy man.
Yeah, that's another one of those pedal issues. It seems like it's creeping in across the grid at this stage.
It is. It's time for a little bit of tweaks. Rework the engines, go back to the drawing boards, see what we can do. Again, 2 weeks from now we're gonna have another race. Where are we heading off next time, by the way? I can't even remember where we are. I'm also gonna have a look. So next race we're gonna go back to Barcelona in Spain. So that's 2 weeks from now, Barcelona in Spain. We'll be back, probably streaming again. And then, of course, there is other races that these guys do participate during the weeks. And again, that's just purely from a collaboration point of view. One of them is Marmite Community, which we've spoken about quite a bit during the stream. They are very good friends of ours. They do their own racing during the week. Our predominant race at Logistical Nightmares is the Tuesday night racing, which we will try and stream for you boys every second week. So hopefully it gets better and better as the season continues. And then big ups and big thanks to all the sponsors. We are at the last couple of minutes, so we probably at the final laps. I've said my thanks to everyone else. Thanks sponsors, thanks boys for watching. We're gonna surf it out between the battle between Jacques and Kenny, fighting it out for the last lap. So I don't know where this is gonna end.
That does look like it's gonna come down to last lap. Not for the lead as what we were hoping for, but looks like second and third spot is going to be fighting for that first runner-up. Baggy has checked out his pull close on the 3-second gap on the boys, so he's just going to idle it to the end, I think.
I think Baggy is what I'm going to call went from zero, and when I say zero, a man crashing his car on the outlap, to hero in a 60-minute race, fixing his car. Passing all the boys, did phenomenal maneuvers to everyone else. That was good to watch. Great racing. Again, Indigo, Lime Green, guys, go do support them if you want to have anything for. Where am I? My head's all over the place. Oh, what? For Academy.
Racing Academy.
Yes. Academy.
If you want to improve, if you want to watch some awesome racing, that's where you can go to check out Baggy doing his alien thing and just showing everyone the way.
Yes, and then I'll also give a shout out to the rest of the streamers who are probably streaming in the Pro Class series. Jacques Racing puts up great YouTube videos, as also do go out and support him. And then of course the likelihoods of LNR Pace, also a great man. Baggy coming down the straight, taking the pole, checkered flag, 1-0 to Euro. Jacques in second, Kenny third.
Right behind. That was close.
Then Berry's fourth.
Yep, there we go. That's a good recovery drive for him.
Barbliksem sticking it in fifth position. Not far from each other, these boys. LNR Pace, we didn't talk about that much, but was featured in the beginning, finishing it up at 6th position. And then Mr. Defiant with the only Lambo on the track, doing his final lap at this stage. I don't know if he was about to be lapped or is he lapped, but nonetheless, he is pulling out all the strings. Goalie is sitting in the pits. Again, another Ferrari that went very badly off the line. Taking it home, goalie doing his winning lap. All yours, Baggy. Well done. Exceptionally great race from yourself. Jarks is in the pits, so I'll leave it up to the stream looking at Baggy finishing it up, taking it to the pits. Victory well deserved, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's just shown us again. We need to up our game to catch the dominant. He is the target, and only once we can start challenging him consistently, will it get better for all of us. But well done to all of the guys. That was awesome racing. That's only at 8 finishes, but that's it. It was a good race, close racing, and clean. That's always the best part. Clean racing is fun racing.
That's it. That's it. So, just to finish everything off, that was a phenomenal race. Again, guys, there's quite a few things we do at Logistical Nightmares. We have our own Porsche Cups on Friday nights. We have midweek racing that you started, which is driving the old versions of cars within Assetto Corsas, and then we got a couple of GT4 cars in there. Our weekly schedules in 2 weeks from now, we will head off to Barcelona. That's going to be epically fun. I looked at the weather for Barcelona. It actually looks like it's going to be clear and sunny with a bit of cloud, which is very good news for the guys that do love racing. Nonetheless, thanks from me. Thanks to all the sponsors, aka again all the communities that we collaborate with. Uh, I'm signing out. Paul, any last
Thank you very
words?
much, Sean. That was awesome. It was good commentating with you, and have fun and good luck for the rest of the
Cool.
week with your races coming up.
Oh yeah, let's not talk about that. I'm way off the bat over there. Nonetheless, let's have fun. Cheerio, gents. Thanks for watching.
Cheers,
Thanks for
lad.
the support. Keep well. See you next time.
Cheers, lad.